There are some iconic Disney World restaurants, but I think it's time to admit that some of them have not aged well. Is it time to let go of our longtime loves? I think it might be. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the most iconic and famous Disney World restaurants that frankly we used to pitch and tell you to go to all the time, and now I think it's time to walk it back. Things change, restaurants change, and please, before you get upset, put down your pitchforks. I am just trying to be honest about where I think you should spend your money. So torches too, put down the torches. We're starting with Be Our Guest restaurant. If you have ever been to Magic Kingdom, you might not know this one. In case you haven't, Be Our Guest is a full table service restaurant that is in the new part of Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom. It is a Beauty and the Beast themed restaurant, and it serves up a lot of American and French inspired cuisine. At one point in time, we loved this spot, especially when it first opened. Now, in 2025 and forward, not so much, if I'm being honest. People on our own team are gonna fight me. So if you're already ready to fight, I get it. Just like hear me out and hear what I have to say. To be honest, it's not bad. Some of it's actually pretty tasty, and there are items I actually really like at this restaurant. So why am I telling you it's time to kind of let this one go? It's gonna come down to the cost. So this is not a character dining meal. However, it is a character experience. So what is really the difference? It means that the Beast is gonna come walk through his castle. You're gonna see him, especially if you're in the back. And then you have to pay to see the Beast, because that's the only way you can see that character outside of a parade. And it's considered character experience, so it's a little bit more expensive than even just normal table service restaurants. Additionally, it is a prefix meal, which means you can't really touch that price. That's what you pay, you're gonna pay. There's really no option. For adults, it's gonna be $72. And then for kiddos, it's gonna be $43 per child. It's not even a full character meal. So the Beast doesn't come to your table. You do get 3 servings. You get an appetizer, entree, and a dessert. So why did we used to love it and now we're kind of like over it? Well, at one point, when it first opened especially, they did a breakfast / kind of brunch situation that was a quick service. So you could go in, you could see the full castle, which was so gorgeous, and it is a good reason to go if you're a huge Beauty and the Beast fan. And you could enjoy breakfast / you know, a little bit later in the day, not quite a lunch, but it was so gorgeous and it was so much cheaper. And it was like all the best parts without having to do the prefix price. That has gone away, and it's been gone for years. They're not bringing it back, unfortunately. It was a really nice way to enjoy that without absolutely spending every dime on a dinner that you might kind of only see the Beast at. There was also a period of time where when you paid for this experience, you did get to meet the Beast. You would go into his library, you would actually get to take a posed photo with him for a full meet and greet, and then you had, after you finished up your meal, and then you kind of headed out. So the fact that it is still that price, you're not getting to meet him at all and not even take a picture with him, and the fact that you used to be able to just go in for a quick service price kind of is why I think it's time to move on from this long love that we might have for Beauty and the Beast, specifically Be Our Guest. Frankly, I just think it is a great way to break the bank, bust that budget, and spend a lot of time not in the park that you also paid for to be there. If you love Beauty and the Beast, absolutely, this is a must-see at least once in your life. But if you're looking for food that is gonna be worth $140+ for 2 adults to go eat at, I don't think that you're gonna find it there. The food is good. It's really not so bad. I'm not gonna personally pay for it. I don't think it's worth it. I'm also a casual Beauty and the Beast fan in the sense that I love it, but it's also not my whole like #1 favorite princess the way that it is for Fry. I'm really coming for all of the girls' favorites today, all of the people's favorites, and I am sorry for that. And I'm also gonna be a bit of a hypocrite with this one because #2 is Ohana. I'm sorry, please just keep listening. If you have not been to Ohana, Ohana is a family-style table service restaurant that you can find at Disney's Polynesian Resort. In the morning at breakfast time, you're actually gonna be able to meet some characters there like Lilo and Stitch. This is the only place you can actually meet Lilo, which is exciting. And then Mickey in his really cool Hawaiian shirt. At night, there is live entertainment. There's a live performer that goes around and he sings and he plays the ukulele, and it's very, very cool. And this was for years, and I would even say still to this day, one of the most popular places to dine at in Disney World. Hear me out. You're gonna notice a theme here: the money. It's gonna come down to the money. One thing that is nice to note that is different from Be Our Guest is this is an all-you-can-enjoy experience. It is served family style, so they kind of bring you skillets just full of all of your favorites at breakfast and at dinner, and you can just eat as much as you want, and that is amazing, and you may be able to get your money out of that. For some people, it's not quite so easy to justify this big price. Price-wise, it's not so bad as Be Our Guest, which is very nice. For breakfast, it's actually $53 per adult, and for kids, it's $33, so not such a shocker. And then for dinner, it's gonna be $65 per adult and $42 per child. It is all you can enjoy, and they do have a lot of classic favorites like the Ohana noodles, love them, coriander chicken wings, pan-fried dumplings. They have the incredible Ohana bread pudding. I mean, there are so many staples here. The beef is one of my favorite things. I love the food. Don't get me wrong about the food, but it's still a lot of money, especially if you're balling on a budget. I'm also gonna say something that might be controversial. I also feel like the quality used to be better. I don't know if that's something that me and half of the team have made up in our heads, but it just does not taste quite as good as it once did. There was also a period right after the restaurant reopened from the COVID-19 pandemic, everything was closed, you might have heard of it. When the restaurant first reopened, they actually took away the Ohana noodles. They finally brought them back because people were so upset, but for some reason, I just don't see the quality. Like it just is not quite as high as it once was. Now, this is still a really cool dining experience, especially at night. They'll play the music for Happily Ever After, they'll do fireworks. Breakfast is a great way to go meet those special characters and then also have like a pretty tasty breakfast and get the Ohana experience for cheaper. But all of that to be said, the last time I went with some friends and it was really good. Once I was signing my name and after I added gratuity and tax and everything, I really had a lot of money for my one meal and soda. And so I think that that's kind of why I'm like, I don't know that this is necessarily the go-to spot the way we used to feel like it absolutely was. And another factor in that is you can get a lot of these delicious staples without having to pay that prefix per person price. Because right outside of Ohana, you can find Tambu Lounge. Tambu Lounge is the bar/lounge that you can actually find right outside of Ohana that serves up some of the most favorite Ohana items that you can buy a la carte. So you can get the wings there, you can get dumplings, and you can get noodles, and the best part, you can get the Ohana bread pudding. You can get those all a la carte, which is just so exciting. It's just a more financially feasible way to enjoy some of the favorites without putting out so much money. You're not gonna be able to find everything there, that is true. However, if you really just want noodles, just go get a thing of noodles. Again, I'm probably gonna say this after every single one, but if you love Ohana, that's amazing. Keep going to Ohana. I probably will when my friends wanna go. However, am I gonna tell you in good faith you absolutely have to go? Like at one point I would have said, probably not anymore. Next up is another Disney classic. This is Chef Mickey's. This is another one that you're gonna find at the resorts. This is a character dining experience where Chef Mickey and his fabulous friends all host. It's a buffet that you can do breakfast, lunch, or dinner at. It is a character dining experience over at Disney's Contemporary Resort. You can have breakfast or dinner here, and you're gonna be shocked when I say a lot of this is gonna come down to price and quality. Chef Mickey's is incredibly famous, specifically their breakfast. It is just such a fun, exciting way to meet Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Pluto. It's very easy. They come right to you. You don't have to wait in lines, and you're getting to eat a fun breakfast with maybe a soda or coffee or juice or pog juice, something along those lines. This was like, oh my gosh, we love Chef Mickey's. It was so exciting. It was so exciting. Even a few years ago, the first time I went with my friends as college kids, we had so much fun, and I really liked the quality. I have been back since then, and so has our team, and the reviews are not quite what they used to be. When it comes down to money, this restaurant is gonna hit peaks of $69 per adult and $44 per child to have this fun dining experience. And I'm gonna be very frank with you. I'm really not gonna sugarcoat things anymore. The quality is only okay. It used to be better. I don't know if this is just like kids think everything's amazing, but I keep asking our team and they do agree. The quality is just not once what it was. It is also a loud and chaotic experience. The monorail does come over top, which is very cool. It's also just a little crazy. There are so many kids. Everybody's throwing their napkins around, which is so much fun, and it's so exciting if you enjoy that. There's also no lunch option, so you really have to go for the pricier dinner or just the chaotic breakfast. It's also a pretty long experience. Most character dinings are. This one feels extra long. The last time I was there, I remember thinking by the end of it, like, okay, I love you, Mickey, but like, I have places to be. Like, we need to wrap this up. So if you're looking to take a chunk out of your day, maybe this is the place to do it. Maybe it's not. It's not going to be for me and most of our team. It also can be a big time commitment trying to travel to the resorts, especially if you're not coming directly from a park. It's a little bit harder to resort hop. You can drive if you have a reservation, or you can Uber, but there's no like easy way to use Disney transportation to get to resorts. Overall, I just feel like it's a more subpar experience for what you're paying and the experience overall. I'm just listing Disney favorites at this point, and I'm not trying to. But next up, and this one is actually one that I have personal beef with, it's 50's Primetime Cafe in Hollywood Studios. Now, this one is one of the most fun theming experiences that you'll find in Disney, especially when it comes to dining. This is a huge favorite. And when I say it's a thing of the past, I really mean it, because I think we should kind of let it live in the past for now. And also the entire theme is that you're back in the 50s, black and white TVs, classic kitchens, and the servers are your cousins somehow. You're all related. And if your elbows are on the table, they're gonna yell at you. It's a really fun, interactive experience. You have to have lovely table manners. You're there with your family. It's gonna be a nice dining experience, so you better act like it. However, I think that's where the fun ends. The fun ends with the theming, with the personal experiences that you're gonna get with cast members. For the most part, I don't really like the food. Hardly at all. And I've been multiple times, and there were periods where I loved the food, and one of my more recent trips, the food was okay. Would I go back for it? No, I wouldn't go back for it. And so many people tend to love this one because it is a Disney classic and a Disney staple. It serves up a lot of American inspired classic entrees. So think things like chicken pot pie, Dad's favorite steak, fried chicken, those kind of classics. But it was such a fun and lighthearted experience thanks to the cast members, and they really did a wonderful job at making me enjoy the entire dining experience. However, the food was just subpar. It was not something I was excited about. I felt like a lot of the flavors fell flat, especially when things that I consider comfort foods were just not hitting the mark. If you're gonna say that you're making grandma's chicken pot pie, it should taste like grandma's chicken pot pie. It's kind of my opinion. Now, if you really want a fun, interactive, kind of in-your-face dining experience like 50's offers, but you want more of a higher quality food, I really like Whispering Canyon Cafe. It is over at a resort. It's a little bit harder to get to. I also genuinely have loved my experience there, specifically breakfast. I am very sorry to 50's Primetime get a new menu, and I'll be back seated down. I'm coming for another favorite in Hollywood Studios, and you might be able to guess what it is, and if you can, I'm very sorry, because I also think this one is a lot of fun. But SciFi Din, you're on the chopping block. SciFi Din is another one that has the most fun and exciting theming, where the food just tends to fall a little bit flat. SciFi Din is a really fun table service experience where you get to sit in like a 50s old classic car. You actually get to watch on a massive screen, like drive-in old classic movies. They play different commercials and different clips. You might even see some fun classic Disney clips. And it is just a very, again, I think almost immersive experience. You really feel like you're in the classic era of it all. You're getting to eat in a car, which is very exciting for kids and adults alike. However, you're mainly gonna find burgers, fries, chicken sandwiches, salads, that kind of thing here. I love cheeseburgers. I love burgers. I love fries. They might be my favorite foods in the world, to be honest. SciFi does something really cool where they tend to have a burger of the month that rotates what it's offering. They don't change it necessarily every single month, but they do change it pretty regularly, and those at times have been a big hit for us and our team. It's called the feature film burger if you're going and you want to try it out. That being said, the rest of the burgers and the rest of the food that we've had when we've done full reviews are just kind of like, okay, it's a burger. Again, it's just more about, I like to get my bang for my buck. If I'm gonna spend money on food and big money, because at Disney, you're always gonna be spending big money, even if it's a quick service, you could spend upwards of $100 for a family of 4. So at a table service, you're gonna spend even more than that. And I want to be able to say that my food was really worth $100+ if I'm with my husband or even my whole family. It's a really fun concept, it's a fun idea, and we still go in videos. There are times we really like it, there are times we don't. It just doesn't offer enough consistency for us to say, yes, you need to keep going to this famous Disney restaurant. We love theming, we love how easy it is to get a dining reservation here. However, if you're looking for like a delicious cheeseburger, go over to Steakhouse 71 for the stack burger, or you can go to the new Wailulu Bar and Grill. They also have an incredible burger. Next up, we're gonna move over to Epcot with our lovely, I guess you could honestly say, list of complaints. And most of you, if you are aware of Disney dining and Disney lore, are not going to be super excited to see this one on the list, but it is going to be Coral Reef. And I'm very sorry, I know people love Coral Reef. Some people, it has like, it has an aura of you either love it or you hate it. Coral Reef is gonna be over in Epcot. It's going to be connected to the Seas Pavilion, and it's gonna serve up a lot of like seafood inspired dishes. And also you're in an aquarium, which is the coolest part. It's a full aquarium. And that is really where the excitement ends for us. It isn't awful. Honestly, Quincy and I did a review, I guess about a year ago, maybe closer to 2 now, and both of us enjoyed it. It just is not what you are hoping for, again, when you're paying those Disney prices. After our recent visits, it's just gonna still maintain in that okay category. I don't wanna offend anyone. If you guys really love this diving aquarium dining experience, I think that's amazing. It is just not gonna be one for me. Next on my list is actually one, again, I love, and I cannot believe I'm putting this on my list, but I just don't think it's as good as it used to be. And I'm talking about Topolinos Terrace. Topolinos Terrace is a spot that you can find over at Disney's Riviera Resort. It has breakfast and dinner, and the breakfast is a really fun character dining experience where you can meet Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy. So you can meet all of those fun friends there, Mickey and his pals. They're in their artistic get-ups, and it's just a very cute dining experience. It also feels very upscale. The entire atmosphere feels very nice. And for breakfast, you can find a lot of American favorites. Now for dinner, you're gonna find a lot of French and Italian inspired dishes, and oh my goodness, I love the dinner. The quality just feels incredible, and honestly, I really love the breakfast. It is still really wonderful. I still go constantly. I really love it. I try to sneak into the lounge whenever I can. However, there was a glorious time where breakfast, which is a prefix price, allowed you to order multiple entrees at once. You heard me right, all for that prefix price. Now at the time of filming, currently it costs $52 per adult and it costs $33 per child. That's not horrible, especially for character dining and for the quality of food you're gonna get. And Topolino's breakfast loophole, we'll miss you until the end of time. I'll never forget you. I'll never forget what you did for me, and I'll never forget how many breakfast entrees I got because of you. Now the next thing on our list is also gonna pertain to breakfast. This next restaurant takes us over to the Magic Kingdom, where you're gonna find the Plaza Restaurant. The Plaza Restaurant is going to be on Main Street. It is a table service option, and it serves up a lot of American classic favorites. This one is actually really good. I think it's more of a hidden gem. It's really easy to get into. A lot of people skip it, but you're gonna find a lot of really classic staple items that you need in your life. There's gonna be some pot roasts, some turkey club sandwiches, and it's a little bit more budget friendly than you would expect for a table service dining experience, especially in Magic Kingdom. All of that being said, I enjoy it. Not as good as it used to be. I know, shocker. That's kind of the whole point of why we're here. But it did used to be really, really good. And there was one thing about it that really just blew my mind. And it actually, in case you did not know, used to offer breakfast. Disney, why did you get rid of it? Like, why? I really miss it, and it's just not gonna be as good ever in my mind without the breakfast coming back. Please. Okay, I'm unintentionally going from one theme of money to now a theme of breakfast dining. But I'm passionate about this, and I think that this Disney World restaurant used to be so much better, and also it's gotten better, and I'll explain what I mean. Trattoria Al Forno on Disney's Boardwalk. I have passionate feelings. I used to work at the Boardwalk. I went there many times during my tenure as a Boardwalk quick service cast member, and it used to be a lot better. So I swear I'm not trying to just like make this about breakfast, but there was a time where there was a character dining breakfast experience at Trat, and it was so fun. It was called the Bon Voyage Breakfast Experience. Now this is an Italian restaurant, which you don't necessarily would assume would lend itself to breakfast, but this was so much fun. It was Rapunzel, Flynn Rider, Ariel, and Prince Eric. It was so exciting. I absolutely loved it. I did it multiple times. The food was actually pretty darn good, and they canned it. COVID. They absolutely canned it. Now, I will say, when it comes to dinner, I actually think the menu has improved at this spot. I also feel like this is becoming a love letter to Disney World breakfasts that are forgotten and gone. And Disney, just hear me out. Please tell me why you hate breakfast that is good. Finally, our last kind of restaurant that we think used to be a little bit better than it currently is actually gonna be 2 restaurants, because they're really kind of, they both feature the same complaint. And it's gonna come down to Disney princess character dining. Are you noticing more patterns? I'm picking up a lot of patterns. Cinderella's Royal Table and Akershus Banquet Hall are the 2 one-stop shops to meet a lot of Disney princesses at once. Now, we still really love both of these for different reasons. They both kind of serve as a really fun special experience, especially if you have someone who's very, very into princesses. And I actually like the food at both of these spots. They did used to come with a little bit more though, which is why it's kind of landed on our used to be better list. There was actually a time at both of these restaurants, one is in Magic Kingdom, one is in Epcot, where for the price that you were paying, you could actually get like posed photos with the princesses, and they would give you a printout in a really special princess themed frame, along with some other souvenirs, all within your price that you were already paying while you enjoyed your meal, which is very cool. It is undeniable that both of these are still really tasty. Cinderella Royal Table, the breakfast is gonna be our preferred. It is so expensive, but you're also eating in the castle and it's a very nice experience, and I really enjoy the breakfast. Akershus is also very, very tasty. I really like it, and it's the better option if you're just wanting to meet princesses because it's a little bit more budget friendly. We still enjoy both. Don't misconstrue me, don't misunderstand. We also know at the end of the day that you're now paying more for both of these experiences and getting less out of them. So they're just gonna fall into that used to be better category for that alone. So there you have it, our 10 Disney World restaurants that really haven't aged well, and it was kind of 11 Disney World restaurants that haven't aged well. If you guys like this kind of video, you should stick around. We do Disney and theme park, Universal, all the good content every single day of the week, and you can like and subscribe to get even more of it. Go ahead and comment the secret code down below, and make sure to stay tuned tomorrow for even more fun on All Ears. Bye!